So where we left off yesterday uh, was this portion, which begins: the Hopi believed star people and star knowledge will return at the end of the current cycle of time, as they have in past cycles. At the time of Blue Kachina, the star people visit the heart of the earth to be protected during the world's destruction. When the first world was destroyed, people returned to the surface to live as ants for the duration of the second world. The third world describes an advanced civilization with flying shields and wars between distant cities, eventually destroyed by great floods, very similar to the Babylonian mythology, and parenthetically to the mythology that you find in the Bible. Hopi are now caretakers of the fourth world in exchange for the privilege of living on earth. They believe the coming of the fifth world is near and will commence when the members of the Fire Clan return. What we want to focus on is these members of the Fire Clan, all right? The members of the Fire Clan, and specifically we want to deal with this idea of a star people, the symbolism of this, and the idea of star people, the symbolism of that phrase or that particular destination. And yesterday, we tied that in with this idea of the serpent and the serpent people, demystifying that term. All right. And we want to return back to the serpent imagery and tie in the symbolism of the fiery serpent, the Fire Clan, the serpent people, the fiery serpent of the Bible. All right. All of this is connected. All of this is connected. And in order to make heads or tails of this and to really understand our role, identify ourselves and our role in this last day or end time scenario, we first, like the brother was emphasizing, like Bakuria was emphasizing yesterday, we have to unlearn what we have learned about this. This is a revelation. When you look at the scriptures, especially Daniel 12, Nasik focused us on Daniel 12, and it specifically said that these things would be sealed up. This knowledge, this information would be sealed up. As a matter of fact, Daniel was instructed to seal it up until what? The time of the end. So whatever we've learned prior to this, we have to unlearn if we are going to embrace revelatory knowledge. And this is what this is. No doubt it is revelatory knowledge. And we've been proving that. We're going to go ahead and confirm it even further with our expansion on the teaching today. Yesterday, like I said, and everyone should have gotten the notes, we spent most of the time, or a significant part of the time, demystifying this notion, this symbol of the serpent. And we understood very clearly that the negative connotations and evil connotations of the serpent were something that was not held by our ancient ancestors, and comprehensively was not at all held this negative view of snakes, or more specifically, the serpent imagery and symbolism was not viewed at all comprehensively as evil by any of the ancient peoples. That this was a latter day manipulation and augmentation of that symbol. So the Hopi people knew that the end of the fourth world and the beginning of the fifth world would commence with the coming of who they referred to as the Fire Clan. And again, this is an ancient symbolism that is tied into the serpent, and more specifically, the serpent of this particular Bible passage, Numbers 21, 8 and 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. Again, no negative connotation to the fiery serpent. People were instructed to look upon that in order to what? Live. In order to live. And Nasi told us about yesterday this biocentrism, this definition of biocentrism, that which is related to what? The creation and sustaining of life, biocentrism. It has to do with life. So this symbol of the serpent, as we see it, was biocentristic. Because if we understand the narrative, it said that the Lord had sent serpents, poisonous serpents, to bite the people, and they started dying within the camp of the Israelites, according to the narrative. And the instruction, when Moses cried out on behalf of the people, the instructions from the Lord God here is to make a fiery serpent, meaning to create an image, right? And then what? Set it upon a pole. And then the people, when they looked upon that symbol, that image, that they would live. So again, emphasizing, family, the power of these symbols and what they represent. And Moses made a serpent of brass. Again, an image, a serpent of brass, put it upon a pole, and it came to pass that if a serpent bit any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. Now we know that a symbol is not something in and of itself, that it represents a higher ideal intended to put us into a higher level of cognition and a higher level of consciousness. How? Through igniting or stimulating or activating certain energies within ourselves. So this is what this image or symbol of the serpent does. And again, it is why we are focusing on the symbols, because as it had an effect, a biocentric effect, an enlivening effect in the ancient allegory that we're reading here from Numbers 21, 8 and 9, that focusing the attention on that symbol had what? Life sustaining, healing power. So, as we look at these symbols today and remember them, they will serve the same biocentric, life-giving, life-sustaining, life-enhancing abilities within us all. Are we clear on that? Everyone good? Okay. So moving forward in our understanding of this fire clan, and I'll end the mystery, if there is any, that fire clan is us, that we are the fire clan. We're going to prove this. We're going to prove this. The word in Hebrew that is translated as fire or fiery serpent is the word saraf. Saraf. It is in the concordance H8314. It is translated or meant to be understood as fiery serpent or simply fiery. And it has another designation, saraf, in the plural as saraphim. Saraphim, all right? And we've heard of the cherubim and the seraphim, right? Well, this is what this is talking about. It is from the root 8318, saraf, saraf, and it means burning, literally burning. And figuratively meaning poisonous, therefore serpent. It was a play on words in that particular narrative, a play on words. They used, it's the word saraf when it talks about the poisonous snakes that bit the people. And the word saraf, fiery serpent, as the means to what? Heal the poisonous bite. And again, we talked about two aspects of the same thing. Two aspects of the same thing. And we're going to find that like and unlike are alike. All right? We have to have that understanding. That is a balanced, holistic understanding. So the healing aspect and the destructive aspect of the serpent are located in the same symbol. All right? A saraf, or symbolical creature, from their copper color. That's why they use brass. Now, this isn't a hint now. This is a hint because the way that they describe the natives of the West, of the Americas, were copper colored. Copper colored. Y'all got to hear me. All of this ties together. And again, we're going to see that everything, every element, every symbol puts this from east to west. It moves it from east to west. The rising of the sun to the setting of the sun. And that overall symbol is our key to understand that the culmination of all end time events is westward, on the other side of the world where the sun sets. That's where the story ends. So again, this word saraf containing this meaning of fiery. Also, we're going to find out that this burning aspect of it means the look of being burned or dark skinned, all right, copper colored, referring to melanin always. Also, and here we go, also Saraf 83:13 has the implication of a burn, to burn up, and we're going to really focus on this aspect of burning up when we talk about the punishment or the plague or the final judgment of the wicked. All right, we're going to go into extensive detail about that. This word kindle or the word kindling, kindling, meaning fuel for a fire. All right. The primitive root means to set on fire. All right. Fire clan. That's what they're coming to do. To set this thing on fire. The coming of the Lord in the last days, eschatological scriptures is likened to the sun. All right. Is likened to the coming of the sun from east to west. The SON and the SUN. This is all wrapped up in the symbolism. So this word saraf is very descriptive of this fire clan, how they look physically, what power they would have inherently. It talks, and it's going to talk about the etymological historical origins of a people that came from east and moved west, all right, and ended up in the west. Also talks about a burning or a kindling that what? Utterly sets on fire, utterly burns up, utterly consumes by fire. We are going to understand perfectly after this class. It's going to be no question. Now, Sikh said this yesterday, and Aknazar and a couple of others that were online earlier. We were talking about how simple this is becoming as these elevations escalate and as we evolve in consciousness as a result. These things are becoming very, very clear, very, very simple. And we just have to accept them as, on face value. This is what we're giving. The word saraf can be connected to the word Serapis, who is a god of the lower world or a god of the underworld. And what did we say in Kemet, in the Kemetan language, that the underworld, where is that located at? Well, the word that
in the West.
In the West, it's the word Amenti. It's the word Amenti, the underworld, the place of the dead, where the sun sets. And that is where initially the resurrection is going to occur. The rebirth of the sun. And then the resurrection is going to move where? We're going to show you from west to east. That's how it's going to go. That's how the ancestor, that's not my opinion. This is what the compendium of the ancestors, what they have prophesied, what they have written not only in papyrus but in stone, Amaria, and encoded into these symbols everywhere you look. Serapis, the god of the underworld or the god of the lower world, coming from the word saraf, or connected, related etymologically to the word saraf, Serapis, or Usur-Hapi, meaning or Osiris Apis, or Osiris Apis. Osiris is shown in his latter-day aspect as always facing the west, with the green face and the green skin. Serapis is a Greco-Egyptian god. The cult of Serapis was introduced during the 3rd century BC on the orders of Ptolemy I of Egypt as a means to what? Unify the Greeks and the Egyptians in his realm. Oneness, wholeness, unity. This is the same story that surrounds the history of Ankh-Afnakansu, that there was a division, and the attempt is always what? To unify. To unify. So Ptolemy the First of Egypt wanted to unify the Greeks and the Egyptians in his realm. The god was depicted, so it necessitated an augmentation or a reintroduction, actually, of a unifying concept or symbol. And they chose Seraph. The god was depicted as Greek in appearance, but with Egyptian trappings, and combined iconography from a great many cults, symbolizing both abundance and resurrection. That's all we've been talking about. A serapeum, Greek serapion, is any temple or religious precinct devoted to Serapis. This is going to be very important. So we're not looking for a temple that men built. We're looking for a body that embodies this concept, that activates this concept of what? The fire clan within us all. The cultus of Serapis was spread as a matter of deliberate policy by the Ptolemaic kings, who also built an immense serapeum in Alexandria. A serapeum is a temple or other religious institution dedicated to the syncretic, and syncretic means what? Unifying, syncretizing Greco-Egyptian deity Serapis, who combined aspects of Osiris and Apis in a humanized form. Family, we're talking about the fire clan here, in a humanized form that was accepted by Ptolemaic Greeks of Alexandria. There were several such religious centers, each of which was a serapion, and its Latinized form of a serapeum or serapium. Moving forward in the biblical narrative, connecting this concept of fiery serpent to a particular clan. And his head and his hairs were like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were a flame of fire. A flame of fire indicating what? Something illuminated or ignited within. But what? Not burning the individual up. This is going to be very important, because the return of the Fire Clan is going to initiate the destruction by fire of a particular manifestation of thought in human form. And his feet like unto brass, as if burned in a furnace. Again, the brass serpent, serpent of brass. All right? Connecting this symbolism. And his voice was like the sound of many waters. Water first, fire next time. And he had in his right hand 7 stars. Return of the star people. And what? The knowledge. What does it say? The star people and the knowledge of the star people. To what? In the current cycle of time. This is all symbolic. 7 stars. And out of his mouth went a sharp, 2-edged sword. His countenance was as the sun shineth in its strength. This is going to all culminate in the West with the coming of the S-O-N or S-U-N or Fire Clan. All the same concept. All the same concept, family. We're syncretizing this, syncretizing it, tying it all together. This word fine brass in the Greek is Chalco-Libanon. Chalco-Libanon. And if you hear the word Lebanon in there, you're absolutely correct. Chalco-Lebanon. And if you hear the word, you see the word Kal in there, like Kali, you're correct as well. All this ties together. This is in the Greek lexicon, 5474. It's a combination of the word Chalco and the word Lebanon, with the implied meaning of whiteness or brilliancy. Brilliancy. And again, we're not talking about whiteness as it's been misdefined to positively reflect on non-melanated individuals. We're talking about whiteness in terms of the shimmering of light that comes off something that is illuminated or has been illuminated, or that is illumination in itself, like the shining of the sun, all right, or what it reflects off of. Chalco-Lebanon, it refers to what? Burnished copper, the sheen, the brilliance that comes from burnished copper. And that again refers to the copper color of the what? Seraphim, or the serpent people, or Fire Clan. Are you all with me? Are we making the connection, family? I'm going to pause here.
Okay.
We're making the connection, all right? Very good. Also, an alloy of copper or gold and silver having what? A brilliant luster. Fine brass. Fine brass. His feet were what? Like fine brass, burned in a in a furnace. Now, again, this harkens back, family, to the burning bush. The bush that what? Burned, but wasn't consumed.
Yes.
But we're going to see that there are some people that can't do this. They can't activate these things, this energy within. And when they attempt to, it's not going to illuminate them. It's going to light their behinds up.
Okay.
Are you all with me?
Okay. Absolutely.
It's an illuminating aspect, which is what? Biocentric,
Hmm.
but it is also a destructive aspect. Two sides to the same coin, two effects from the same energy. Now, I'm going to skip forward. We're going to come back to this because we're going to have to understand something. Um, and in order to do that, I just referred to it. We want to understand the destruction of the wicked. All right. So we have to go back to the scriptures, James 5, 1 through 7, and Zechariah 14, 12 through 14, to put this in the proper context. Because remember, we're talking about the return of the star people, star knowledge, slash the fire clan. All right? Slash the fire clan. There's going to be an effect that is caused in the earth once we are fully activated, once we are fully illumined and illuminated. Are you all with me?
Okay.
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 Go now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Now, see here again, this is not disconnected to our inheritance. I'm going to show you, give you the scenario, the end time scenario of how we are going to get our stuff back, how we are going to uh, vindicate our ancestors for their servitude and get their compensation back. They want us to have it back, family. This is what this is all about. Your riches are corrupted and your garments moth eaten. Now, we're going to talk very specifically about these garments because these garments are going to play a part, family, in their being burnt up. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped up treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers, who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them have reached, which have reaped, have are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. All right, that those verses, their flesh being eaten as it were of fire. We're gonna connect these together. Zechariah 14, we're going to concentrate on verse 12. And thus shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall be consumed away, so while they stand on their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Anybody wondering how this is going to happen?
Kane, I could use some enlightenment there.
We're going to make it plain. We're going to make it
Okay.
plain. It's not complicated. It's simple. It's simple.
It's not nuclear, is it?
It's not complicated. I'm going to repeat it again. It's not complicated. It is simple. I'm going to lay it out step by step. These are things that are already in the world, but that we are unaware of. Everything has been hidden in plain sight. Again, this is connected to our inheritance. And Judah, the star people, the fire clan, also shall fight at Jerusalem. What is the result going to be, family? That the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold, silver, and apparel in great abundance. We cannot spiritualize this away, and we're not going to attempt to. They're going to burn up as they stand on their feet. Here we go. The risk of spontaneous combustion. It's all in the scriptures, Amaria. This is the plague wherewith the Lord shall smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh will consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Deuteronomy 9:3. Understanding therefore this day that the Lord thy God is he which goeth before thee, as what? A consuming fire, he shall destroy them. And he shall bring them down, how? Before thy face. So shalt thou drive them out and destroy them quickly, as the Lord hath said unto thee. Hebrews, the 12th chapter, verses 25 through 29. See that ye refuse not him that speaketh. For if they escape not who refused him that spake on earth, much more shall not we escape. Listen, much more shall not we escape if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven. Whose voice then shook the earth. But now he hath promised, saying, yet once again, once more, I shake not the earth, but heaven also. Listen, family, that those things which cannot be shaken may remain. I'm sorry, I skipped a verse. And this word, yet once more, listen, signifieth removing those things that are shaken, as of the things that are made. That is all material things. If you're still fixated on the material, illusory aspect of the simulated reality and have not what? Transitioned into the cosmic. That those things which cannot be shaken may remain. Wherefore we, receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved, let us have grace, whereby we may serve God acceptably with reverence and godly fear. For our God is what? A consuming fire. The question of spontaneous combustion lights a fire in people's brains. Listen, November 5th, 2015. What do y'all see here?
I see somebody who's been consumed by fire.
Absolutely.
I
This is no
symptoms of a body
great
that
mystery. Family, this is happening right now. This is somebody just sitting up in a chair and spontaneously combusting. Another person spontaneously combusted. The night was dark, and in an apartment in St. Petersburg, Florida, Mary Reeser, a 67-year-old woman, was on fire. When a neighbor noticed the smell of smoke and attempted to re-enter Reeser's apartment, she found the doorknob hot to the touch. By the time help arrived and opened the door, all they discovered was a left foot and a blackened skull. There goes the left foot, family. Top right corner. No evidence of how the fire could have started, and the room itself was almost completely unscathed. On July 1st, 1951, Reeser had by all accounts spontaneously combusted. Spontaneous combustion is defined as a person bursting into flames with no apparent source of heat or fuel. They not the burning bush, they the burnt up bush. This phenomenon has not been proven or disproven, or spontaneous combustion. So spontaneous combustion has developed into a hotly debated topic. Let me ask you a question. Anybody on this line ever debated it?
no.
Nope.
Because they are keeping it from you for a reason. Because you have something in you and on you that absorbs heat, that absorbs all manner of light and energy, that eats that stuff and gets blacker and stronger when it does. Are you with me, family?
Okay.
Okay.
Delaney Danmeyer Sr. Said, is it spontaneous combustion real? I don't know. Yes, you do know. According to livescience.com, one popular theory as to why spontaneous combustion occurs involves a buildup of methane in the organs. A buildup of methane in the organs. Let me pause right here, melanated people. Any of y'all lactose intolerant?
Basically, everybody here is
Yeah.
black.
Yeah.
Everybody melanated is lactose intolerant. How do you know you're lactose intolerant, family? Because you get gas really bad.
Oh.
Is that not the truth?
Methane.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that not the truth?
Uh-huh. Come on, Eitai.
Hey, now see, this is real simple. Amaria, this
Yes,
is real simple, babe. We already know this. But certain knowledge of ourselves, was kept from us. And we never looked internally, family, for the answers. We are the answer to all things. Know thyself. According to live science, that one popular theory is as to why spontaneous combustion occurs involves the buildup of methane in the organs, particularly in the intestines, igniting in some way. Some people have also put forth that human fat could act as fuel. Now remember, we told you all, we put this before you, that solar energy is stored how, family?
In the fat.
In the fat. And we said that we had to switch from what? Solar energy to cosmic energy. This is what we've been telling y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case.
Eitai.
Yes.
Eitai. Just a point of reference here. We back to why they keep saying it's important that you burn fat.
That's
you
right.
See, because most people never burn fat.
That's
because
right.
The carbohydrates that everybody is consuming is always what you're using as your energy. So fat builds up, you know, so and you can clearly see how what you're saying. If it's tied to fat, you can see why.
That's correct now.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to make this shift, and we have to make it mentally first, family. If you're holding on to old knowledge and old ways of being, look, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. Or you're not gonna make it like you want to make it. We have to shift from those things, Nasik, that are temporal under the simulated reality to those things which are eternal.
Yes.
In the cosmic reality.
Yeah.
That human fat could act as fuel. In what way?
Right.
Burning the body from the inside out.
Yeah.
Burning the body from the inside out. A theory called Wick effect. But now see, we're going to be smarter. We're going to be smarter than to use the word that they gave us, Wick effect. We're going to say the wicked effect.
Yeah.
We're going to say the wicked effect. And we're going to be right for doing so. We're going to be absolutely correct. Not just being smart or clever now, see, but looking at these words and doing the etymological search on them.
Yeah.
Now watch this. I'm going to pause here and come back. Then we'll get into the Wick effect. The word wicked, have we ever known what it meant? Or why they called it wicked?
Never thought about it.
Circa 1200 century. 1200 century, extended from the form of earlier wick, the wick effect, meaning bad, wicked, or false. That falls under our definition, family, of the simulated reality.
False.
False.
I was going to say that about Wick in terms of the Wickham which is witches and
No.
wizards.
No. That's you learn that under the simulated reality. That's a trick, Amaria. That's a trick. That's a trick.
Okay.
The Wicca refers to us because you can trace Wicca to Wakanda.
Come on. Yes.
I'm going to show you later. I provide Nasik, you have that document that I sent you on,
Okay, great,
on
great.
tracing that, but I'm going to show everybody that. We got to be careful because they do the little slickness here. 12th century, and Amari, it's the same understanding, brother, that this Wicca is the same understanding from an etymological standpoint that we can't make the word serpent mean devil. Are y'all with me?
Mm-hmm.
Cain.
It don't fit. It doesn't fit from an etymological sense, but they're going to try it. They say, which apparently, now when they say this, now see, you know they're getting ready to lie,
Yeah, right.
is an adjectival use of the Old English Wicca. Nah, y'all lying.
Yeah.
Y'all lying. Y'all getting ready. Or wizard. When they talk about wizards and witches, they talking about the power of melanin, family.
That's what they're talking about.
That's what they talking about.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they burned witches. Those were
That's
our
why they did it.
ancestors.
That's why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to flip the script. They trying to flip the script. So we must be careful. Old English Wicca, see wizard, formed as a past participle, but there's no corresponding verb. So if there's no corresponding verb, a verb is what? What is a verb?
It's the action of what takes place.
That's right. They can't find an action. So now see, they're trying to abstract it, moving it from what? The original instance.
Right.
Verifiable instance. For evolution, compare wretched or wretch. Okay, we get that. So, but we just gonna concentrate on this wick, a bundle of fiber in a candle or lamp. A bundle of fiber in a candle or lamp. Now, let's go back up to James and Zechariah because it talks about garments. They're garments, right? Verse 2, your riches are corrupted, your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. So family, we have the garments as the wick, and the fat in the flesh as what? The candle wax. Are y'all
Mm-hmm.
seeing this?
Mm-hmm.
You'll see it. You'll see it as we go forward. The wick effect is a name given to the partial destruction of the human body by fire when clothing, the garment of the victim, soaks up the melted human fat and acts like the wick of the candle.
Got you. Yes. Mm-hmm.
But they,
Now, Eitai,
yes,
here we go again. This is why we see now they're just not talking about any kind of garment, but the garments that is what? Whole, which is in harmony with, unity and oneness and wholeness. they would be the cotton, the linens, you find them 100% things,
There you
as
go.
opposed to the nylon, polyester, and the
Yes.
inorganic stuff.
Come on.
So
It's
that's
true.
why we were instructed about what kind of physical clothing
There we
that
go.
you would put up on the clothing of the physical body, the skin.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The Wick effect is a phenomenon that is found to occur under certain conditions, as have been thoroughly observed. This ain't no theory. They thoroughly observed this. Now, see, I'm going to
Yes,
prove it.
sir.
So let's get back to this milk. All right. Says a bundle of fiber in a lamp or candle, and it's connected to this word wook, or the wick of a lamp or a candle. All right. Also, wick, noun 2, refers to a dairy farm.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
A dairy farm.
Milk.
Now surviving.
Lactose.
Listen to this. Now surviving, if at all, as a localism in East Anglia or Essex. Y'all heard of Anglo-Saxon?
Yeah.
Y'all heard of
Mhm.
English?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was once the common old English wick, a dwelling place, lodging, house or temple, mansion. Your temple is the abode of whom?
Right, right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Then coming to mean village, hamlet, town, later dairy farm.
Wow.
As in Gotwick, goat farm. These food they drink goat's milk, cow
All
milk.
right,
And
right.
look, now I heard an article where they talking about getting milk from roaches.
Wow,
What?
wow.
Google it. Google it.
Wow.
The word is from a general Germanic borrowing from vicus, group of dwellings. You remember when Martin Luther King said, I think we've integrated into a burning house,
Yes.
a burning village,
Right.
integrating around these people that's like they're combustible.
Yes.
Y'all got to hear me, family.
Eitai.
Uh-huh.
You know, in the ancient days, they used to take the fat of animals and cook it down to make oil for your land.
That's correct.
And if you ever seen a human body, especially or the European body and the fat, you would see that fat within the European, you can cook it and burn it down in the same way to make oil for your land. I noticed that when I was working in the lab in which we operated on dead bodies. So the fat is flammable, and you can cook it down and make oil to burn.
Yeah, I heard that, Kalaya.
That's correct. And now we understand we're gonna get into with what Kalaya said, the understanding of Mashiach and Christ. Are y'all hearing me?
Yeah,
Mashiach
yeah,
and Christ means to be what? It means to be oiled up. It means to,
yeah.
it means
Yes.
smeared on. They
Yes.
took family alligator fat. When in, the it's the Brotherhood song where the oil, it starts what? At the top of the head, runs
Right
down
down upon
to
it.
the
Yeah.
beard, to the
Right,
garments,
Mm-hmm.
right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same symbolism. Same symbolism. So
Hmm.
again, we're going to go back up to the spontaneous. See, they connected to the consumption of milk and dairy products.
Yeah.
In what?
Mm-hmm.
That all falls under, family, the this cycle, this so-called life cycle in the simulated solar reality, trying to get energy from the solar system. The transition has to be made to cosmic. We have all the tools in front of us. Now, see, with the intermittent diet, is saying, yeah, eat less.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Eat less. Stop your
Yeah.
dependence on this inefficient cycle.
Mm-hmm.
This is, if we
Mm-hmm.
don't see that this is the transition, I don't know what
Right.
we're looking for.
Right.
This is all right in front of our face, family.
Sure is, Eitai.
Now let's go back. This word wick is connected to dairy. And we all can testify, the internal testimony is that we are all lactose intolerant for a reason.
Yeah.
Because it does what? It causes up a buildup of these gases in the intestines. I mean, we all know, I mean, we was doing that dairy, that's all that it did. You have some milk and cookies or some cereal, you had gas all day. I
Yeah.
Right.
mean, either that's the truth. Is that just me?
Nah,
Or did
nah.
everyone that drank milk at a certain period of time, did we experience this or did we not?
Yes, we
We
did.
did.
It builds up in the intestines. And anywhere that gas is, family, whether it's in your body or in the earth or in a pipe, it is combustible.
That's correct.
It's going to ignite in some way. Human fat could act as the fuel, burning the body from the inside out. This is what is being explained in the scriptures. Their flesh shall consume away while they're standing on their feet. They said, Nasik, that this has been observed, what? Thoroughly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They know. They know for surety now.
But we look at these scriptures and there's this what? Big question mark over our head. Like this, bottom right corner. But we already know. We already know we're made not to consume dairy.
Right. Right.
Melanated people are made not to consume dairy. Why? Because we know how the wicked are going to be burnt up. Spontaneous combustion. If we can't see this, it's just because we don't want to see it. We holding on to
Right.
what? Now, see, some teaching that we
Yeah.
received, some indoctrination that we hold on, never understood it.
Just believed it by faith.
Say again.
Just believed it by faith. No evidence at all.
But I'm showing you how it's possible for someone to what? Be standing there right in front of you and burst into flame. Like the
Yeah.
scripture said, before thy face.
Yeah.
Before thy face. Ain't no mysteries no more, family. Everything is being revealed. So, when it says that a fire is kindled for the wicked, we already know. And the fire was kindled in their company. The flame burned up the wicked. All throughout the scriptures, now see?
You see
All
it throughout.
throughout the scriptures. And we said, well, hey, by faith, we just, I believe that happened. I don't understand it, but I believe it. Yah did it then. He's going to do it again. I'm showing you who Yah is.
Right. Right.
Last month, this is a burn, baby, burn. Who used that burn, baby, burn? Where did they get that from?
Yeah, it come from us.
They got it from us. Burn,
Dr.
baby, burn.
Carmichael.
Understanding the Wick Effect by Jennifer Ouellette on October 12, 2011. Last month, a BBC news story.
Burn, baby, burn.
Huh?
But the burn, baby, burn got from Stokely Carmichael.
That's right. We can't ignore this, family. Last month, a BBC news story made the internet rounds with a somewhat sensational headline declaring first Irish case of death by spontaneous human combustion. They're calling it SHC. The badly burnt body of a 67-year-old man was found in his Galway home on December 22nd, 2010, lying on his back with his head close to an open fireplace. There was no trace of accelerant, no evidence of foul play, and forensic experts concluded that the fire in the fireplace hadn't caused the blaze. Only the body, the ceiling immediately above it, and the floor underneath it showed any fire damage. What could the West Galway coroner do but reach a verdict of death by the unexplained phenomena? Now, they keep saying unexplained phenomena of spontaneous combustion. Of spontaneous combustion. The old woman's body fat served as a source for the slow burn from a cigarette. This is another case, and I got to put it in the proper place. It's part of the other article. With the nightgown serving as the wick, with the garment serving as the wick. As the body burned, the melting fat seeped into the clothing, and the long change of what, Nasi? Hydrocarbons that make up human fat provided the energy to consume the body. Locally, without damaging much of the surroundings. Eventually, the candle burns out. According to the BBC article, the coroner had consulted medical textbooks and carried out unspecified other research in an attempt to find an explanation. But apparently he didn't consult the oracle of Google. All you have to do is Google it, whereby he might have learned that the general consensus is that most cases of supposed spontaneous heat combustion are due to something called the Wick effect, in which the body burns, but the fat turns liquid. This is what Kalia was had alluded to. Seeps into the clothing and turns the body into a gruesome kind of human candle that burns things up in the immediate vicinity. Because it's slow burning, nothing else is affected. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and the perdition of ungodly or wicked men. Do we get it, family?
Mm-hmm. Can
It's clear. It's simple. It's simple. It's simple. This is what is going to occur at the coming of the Son. At the coming of the Son, family. SONSUN. Are y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
Watch this. The word wicked. What do the Egyptians call the sun? What is their word for the sun, family? Anybody know?
Don't know.
Ra.
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 Look at the word. Look at the word wicked. Look at the word wicked. Rasha.
Wow.
What's this?
Wow. Come on, shows.
What's this? Ra. Right there.
Wow. Wow.
Can't make this up. And again, family, the coming of the sun. How does the sun come? Rises in the east, sets in the west. You'll see him coming with the clouds. To do what? Destroy the wicked. So Nasi, as we move from solar to cosmic, this is going to illuminate us.
Yeah.
We are going to be what, family? We are going to be the star people that we were in the beginning, the fire clan.
Yes.
On the earth.
Yes.
On the earth. We're going to start this over again now. The Hopi believe star people and star knowledge will return at the end of the current cycle of time. If we cannot understand that this is star knowledge,
yeah,
yes,
and
absolutely.
therefore we must be the star people, I don't know what to tell you. What are you looking for? As they have in past cycles, at the time of the blue Kachina, star people visit the heart of the earth to be protected during the world's destruction. When the first world was destroyed, people returned to the surface to live as ants for the duration of the second world. The third world describes an advanced civilization with flying shields and wars between distant cities, eventually destroyed by great floods. So we must conclude the destruction by the great flood is included in the Bible narrative, right?
Yeah, right.
So that beginning was the beginning of another what? Epoch
Right.
that they're talking about. But that would end not with water, not with a flood, but with fire. This is why we emanated here, family,
Mm-hmm.
to close
That would be the
the
only
show.
reason. That would be the only reason.
To close the show. We are the star.
Yes.
We are that have emanated. We are the fire clan.
Eitai,
Uh-huh.
when you made reference, I think it was in Revelation, talk about the 7 stars.
Yes.
That's the constellation of Pleiades.
There we go. Somebody asked me about that. Somebody asked about the Pleiadians. I don't know if it was on this call. No, I think it was on the weekly call. But I told them we would get to it, and you're absolutely right, Malkiel.
Mm-hmm.
So let's trace this, family, through history. And we're going to connect ourselves with the fire people. From Diodorus, however, we learn what is sufficient to assure us that the serpent, as an object of worship, was not altogether forgotten in Babylon, though disguised under a more specious appearance of symbolical sanctity. He informs us that the temple of Baal or Belus was an image of the goddess Rhea, family, who is the feminine aspect of Ra,
Ra. Yes.
sitting on a golden throne. At her knees stood what? 2 lions. We know that is our symbol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Lions, and near her, very large serpents of silver, 30 talents each in weight. There was also an image of Juno holding in her right hand the head of a serpent. This is why, now see, we had to demystify this symbol of the serpent, because we're never going to be able to make this connection. And
Never would have made.
the name of the national god Baal, and Nasik, you demystified this word Baal.
Right.
Early on, is supposed to signify nothing more than Lord.
Right.
And was also sometime appropriated to deified heroes. Heru.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Now,
more
see, so this is why. Wow. This is why Baal, is so prevalent throughout the scriptures. And as this word Baal, in Hebrew, here in the community, Kalias know, and many others, that the head of the house was called a Baal Abayit.
That's right. That's all it means. Ain't no
All about it.
right.
Right.
Ain't no evil connotation. It is more probably an abbreviation of Ab-El, the serpent
Yeah.
god or the serpent deity. The Greeks, remarks Bryant, called him Beliar,
Belly out. Mhm.
which is similarly interpreted by Hesychius to signify a dragon or a great serpent. How does a dragon destroy things, family?
Mm.
Through fire.
With the breath of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that how Christ is going to return? The
That's what he
Messiah
said.
destroying
Mm-hmm.
people how?
Mm-hmm.
Like a serpent with the breath of
Mm-hmm.
his mouth.
Yes.
We gotta demystify this. We gotta stop being spooky and superstitious about these things because it's just gonna hold us back. Stevie Wonder told us, if you believe in things that you don't understand, you suffer. Superstition ain't the way.
Right.
From the Chaldeans, we are told, listen, that the Hebrews obtained the word Abaddon as
Wow.
a title of the Prince of Darkness.
You're right. Wow.
This word may signify the serpent lord.
Mm.
Heinsius, cited by Bryant, makes Abaddon to be the name of the Grecian Python.
Wow.
Tracing this thing
Wow.
now, it is not to be doubted that the Pythian Apollo is what they call the evil spirit, whom the Hebrew calls Ab, the angel of the bottomless pit,
Right. Right.
or the underworld,
Wow.
or Amenti, the west.
Mm-hmm.
His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, but in the Greek,
Right.
the tongue, they call him what? Apollyon. You can find that in the book of Revelation.
Absolutely, Ty.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This is the same angel of the bottomless pit, as in another place called by the evangelist the dragon, that old serpent, which is called the devil or Satan.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
If this ain't reverse psychology, there is no such thing.
They flipped the whole world upside down.
I mean, it
Yes.
flipped.
That's Jack Johnson, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Bad boy. Bad
Bad
boy.
boy. This is who they're afraid of. The black Negro, the most ugly and deformed of all. Continuing on. It was only after his death, however, that Nimrod means what? Panther, right? Panther. We
Mm-hmm.
talked about that. Appears to have been deified. Then, retrospectively, he was worshipped as what? The child of the sun.
Right.
That's Heru,
Mm-hmm.
heroes, or the sun incarnate, the shining one.
Mm-hmm.
In his own lifetime, however, he set up no higher pretensions than that of being called Baal Khan. Baal Khan, the priest of Baal. Come on now. From which the other name of the Roman fire god, fire clan, Vulcan, is evidently derived. Vulcan,
Right.
Balkan.
That was a movie out they called the Maltese Vulcan.
That Maltese Falcon. Now see, but
Vulcan, right.
because the falcon is Heru,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
Mm-hmm.
related to Vulcan.
yeah.
Vulcan, all related. Everything in the history of Vulcan exactly agrees with that of Nimrod. Vulcan was the most ugly and deformed of all the gods. Nimrod, over all the world, is represented with the features and the copper color complexion of the Negro.
Wow.
Now that's white folks saying that.
Yes, absolutely.
Family, they know who you are. This superstition, they're not afraid to go into this knowledge. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Now see, because they know they're the ones that made it taboo.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Though Vulcan was so ugly that when he sought a wife, all the beautiful goddesses rejected him with horror. Yet destiny, man, this is our ancestors talking to us. Destiny, the irrevocable, interposed and pronounced the decree by which Venus, the most beautiful of the goddesses, was united to the most unsightly of the gods. Destiny has decreed this, family. Destiny has decreed that. Those are our ancestors telling the story about what they've done.
Right.
And what they've done is irrevocable. If we haven't witnessed it, we can't testify to that.
No question.
During this time that we've been on this call, we haven't really heard anything. We've been listening, but we haven't really heard anything.
Right.
And if we haven't heard it, we can't feel it.
Yes.
It hasn't gotten to our senses. It's been what, Nasi? Cordoned off into our mind.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta feel this.
Absolutely, Eitai.
So in spite of the black and Cushite features of Nimrod, he had for his queen Semiramis, the most beautiful woman, the wife of Vulcan.
Right.
Here they go now. Now they're going to cuss us. Now they're going to cuss our women.
Right.
The wife of Vulcan was noted for her infidelities and licentiousness. The wife of Nimrod was the very same.
Right.
And this is how they've done us. Kalibos. And this Kalibos family is related to the word that we talked about, Kalko Lebanon. Kalko Lebanon. Right here, meaning fine brass or the shine coming off of copper. That's your skin shining. You being illuminated, radiant from the inside out. That's why our parents used to tell us, now you ain't going outside like that. Go put some lotion on. Go oil yourself up.
Right.
You ain't going out there what? Ashy.
Right.
Looking like you done been burnt. You going out there luminous. Shining.
Yes. Yes.
We all know this. Go in there and anoint yourself with oil.
Yes.
Now this is going to get us back to the Titans, family. This is all connected. Kalybos, the son of Thetis, patron goddess of the sea, was a handsome young man destined to marry Princess Andromeda. Princess Andromeda. Andromeda is a star system.
Right.
Is a star system. The daughter of the queen Cassiopeia, thus one day becoming the eventual ruler of the city of Joppa and all Phoenicia. In Greek mythology, Andromeda was the daughter of Cepheus and Cassiopeia, king and queen of the North African kingdom of Ethiopia. Now, later on, we're going to connect this to the so-called legend of Prester John.
Wow.
All this is connected, Nasik. It's undeniable. However, due to his mother's spoiling and indulgence of him since birth, he committed unforgivable crimes in the eyes of Zeus, the great god of Olympus. Zeus gave him the wells of the moon. The wells of the moon. This is connected to Ankh-Afnakansu in his care. But Kalybos instead hunted and trapped and killed every living creature. Who does that sound? I mean, what does that sound like? What mentality does that sound like? Including Zeus's herd of sacred flying horses, all except the one remaining horse, Pegasus. All this is connected, family. As
Pegasus.
punishment,
Wow.
Yes.
as punishment
Wow.
for a shameful mark of vile cruelty, Zeus transformed him into becoming abhorrent to human sight. In other words, changed him black, becoming a mortal mockery, and thus being shunned and forced to live as an outcast in the swamps and marshes. Horns sprouted from his head, a long tail was formed, and one foot became clothing attached to a goat-like leg, as well as the face becoming more like the devil.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Now, you know, in the book of Acts, you talk about the cloven foot,
Yes.
you know, and here we go now.
Yeah.
The clothing
Cloven foot.
I see.
All this is connected. You see it. Right.
Yeah, the book of Acts talks about the cloven tongue of the serpent.
But it also talks about the foot too.
Okay. Yeah. The I got you.
Yeah.
So this is all connected. This is all connected to us being activated, fully activated, family, fully on fire, fully lit, fully lit.
Yeah.
The light of the body is the eye, and therefore, if thine eye be single, that means whole, functional.
Yeah.
Thy whole body shall be what? Full of light. The problem, I see, that our eye is dualistic.
It's dualistic.
So it's impossible to what? It's going to be impossible for those that are still under dualism, still thinking and conceiving in dualistic terms, with a dualistic mind and a dualistic mentality to do what? Ignite anything within the temple.
Anything.
Ignite anything in the temple. And again, the warning is that house is going to be what? Burn up. Burn up.
Burn up.
Mm-hmm.
The eye of Horus looks similar to the pineal gland, though it has different meanings. And the pineal gland on the right looks strikingly similar to a womb. So we've already
Yeah.
said that this ain't the eye of Horus, that it's the eye of Isis,
Yeah.
and it's connected to the womb.
Yeah.
The pineal gland, listen, DMT, melanin, and mythological beings. We're going to connect this right up. Anybody know what DMT is?
No.
It's a chemical that we have in us that causes us to that allows us to transition to different realms of consciousness. The symbol, the pineal gland, DMT, melanin, and mythological beings. The symbol of the all-seeing eye has always been part of the earth's creation, mythologies, and mysteries. In ancient Egypt, it was symbolized as the eye of Horus. The symbol was passed down through the ancient mystery teachings and can be found on the American dollar bill. And we've already identified that the dollar bill, the sign for the dollar bill is the word ISIS, the S with the two lines in the middle. So it's Isis. Why the symbol of the eye? The eye is the observer of reality. Listen, the eye is the observer of reality. The illusion simulated reality, the illusion of the reality. So it's either the observer, Nasi, of the organic reality or the observer or of the simulated reality.
Right. Right.
The gland is activated by light, and it controls the various biorhythms of the body. We're going to explain why we're not going to combust. Why we are not going to combust. Because we're not going to be in rhythm to this solar system any longer. It works in harmony with the hypothalamus gland, which directs the body's thirst, hunger. Y'all ain't listening.
Come on, Shirley.
Hunger, sexual desires, and the biological clock. The prophetic timetable, now see, we determine that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
If we don't determine it, we'll then be under their simulated reality, looking for something to take place, never going to happen.
looking
Right.
for somebody else to do something.
Right.
It directs the body's thirst, hunger, sexual desire, and the biological clock that determines our aging process.
Uh-huh.
And understand that our consumption of liquids, of solids, our sexual activity, and the biological clock all work together to what? Determine our aging process. It has a direct determination on time, family, on time, and the effects on time.
Yeah, please.
We are for signs and seasons, right?
Yes.
We determine that. Here we go. DMT is structurally similar to melatonin or melanin. The biological precursor to both molecules is serotonin, a key neurotransmitter whose pathways are involved in mood and targeted in the treatment of psychiatric disorders. Now, see, you see why they focused on mental health.
Yeah.
During the time of when they took over our inheritance. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Let's flash back. Let's flash back to it real quick so that we make this connection. We've already talked about these things. It said that the Guelphs would start the slave trade to the colonies. The Guelphs, in order to aid their control of finance and politics, would perpetrate Gnostic cults. This is our information, family. This is the information. This is ours. Would perpetrate Gnostic cults, which eventually developed into the Rosicrucians, Unitarians, Fabian Society, and the World Council of Churches. The East Indian Company, together with John Stuart Mill, would finance the University of London. A friend of Mill, historian George Grote, a founder of the London University, donated £6,000 for the study of mental health, which began the worldwide mental health movement. Don't y'all know that this is where this information is coming in from? About serotonin?
Yeah.
They know about us, but we don't know about us and how we function and how we reactivate our power. The biological precursor of both molecules is serotonin, a key neurotransmitter whose pathways are involved in mood and targeted to the treatment of psychiatric disorders. Now, let me say this. We're not taking a word for it. When we demonstrate Nasi behavior and mentalities that are not logical,
Right. There you go.
that are not based on reason and rational thought, what do?
Right.
They classify us as mentally deranged.
Yeah.
Look, y'all being on this call at this time of day during a work week is crazy as hell.
Absolutely.
On here talking about getting your inheritance back and not working for it. Y'all say,
right.
Everybody, we sound crazy as hell.
Right. Talking about space things in the cosmos.
Are y'all with me?
That's exactly what they say.
But the thing is, your serotonin is activated. Your melatonin is activated. You full of this DMT. And now we seeing into other realms.
Yes, sir, Eitai. Yes, sir.
DMT, listen. DMT also structurally resembles other psychedelic drugs.
Wow.
Watch this. Watch this, family. Watch this. Our ancestors told us about this. Hold on 1 second. We went over this, but we're going to talk about, I think I put it in here, where Ankh Afnakansu, they said that in the last days that we would be able to take these drugs, but they wouldn't do anything to us. That we can consume it, but it wouldn't hurt us. I'll have to find that. It's in here. I'll find it later. I think I put it in here. But it does say that. It has this reference to drugs. They ain't talking about no drug. See, they're not talking about no cocaine and heroin. They're talking about this DMT.
Right.
That you have within you that is going to be activated. It structurally resembles psychedelic drugs such as what? LSD, psilocybin, and is the active agent in ayahuasca brew. Amazon shamans use to provoke out-of-body experiences.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Trace amounts of DMT have been found in humans, particularly in the lungs, but what? Also in the brain,
Wow.
in an activated brain.
Yeah.
Yes.
The beneficial effects of the hormone melatonin have been part of the health supplement scene for some time. Well, we know it's been some time. when they stole our inheritance,
Mm-hmm.
6,000 pounds was donated to the University of London to study this stuff.
Yes.
For high melatonin production is known to be synonymous with what? A high immune system,
Uh-huh.
a lower cancer risk,
Come on, shows.
long life, energy. What type of
Yes.
energy? Cosmic energy,
Mm-hmm.
stamina. They
Cosmic.
will walk and not get weary. They will run and not faint.
Mm-hmm.
They will mount up with eagle's wings. And according to many, enhanced spiritual awareness. Lawrence Gardner writes, high melatonin production thereby increases the facility for receiving and transmitting what we've been talking about. High frequency, cosmic, and
Yes.
local broadcasts.
Yes.
We can stop right there.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Are we the fire people? Are we the fire clan?
Come on, shows. Absolutely.
And leads to a greater state of cosmic awareness. A state simply of knowing. Now, see, because this has been what we've been talking about.
That's what we've been talking about.
I'm giving y'all the science now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on, Eitai.
In this regard, it is interesting to note that the pineal third eye has been found to contain very fine granular particles, rather like crystals in a wireless receiving set.
Wow.
Now, see, this is why I can hear.
Yeah.
This is why I can hear.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I'm receiving what? High frequency cosmic transmission.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Many magical rites. See, this is why they had to, Amaria, say, connect wicked with Wiccan and witches.
Mm-hmm.
Because these magical rites, this is our stuff. These are our exercises, our methods of enhancing this thing. Our enemy don't want to see that.
All right.
many magical rites, and meditation techniques, that's all they are aimed at gaining control of this organ and the fluid which it produces.
Now, Eitai, just a point there. You see, all of these terms that they're introducing to us about meditation and all that,
Right.
all of that would be necessary now because of what? That loss of wholeness that allowed you to be tied to the universe. Now that you've been disconnected, now you gotta what? Meditate and think and pray and all these things.
All of that, I see, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
See, this is, this is so simple that if we're struggling with this, it's just because we want to struggle with it. It's just that we're scared to transition, and we want to hold on to what is comfortable.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We don't understand it. We have very little knowledge of it, but it's just comfortable for us to stay where we are. But we said yesterday that the only constant is change. The only constant in the cosmos is change.
Yes. Yes.
Continuous change. And like the serpent, we got to be like the serpent, family, that what? Sheds its skin regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Continues through these eternal levels of what? Transformation and expression. Continuing on. Live melatonin, the live melatonin, so when they say live melatonin, it must be some inert melatonin as well. Now, see, deactivated.
Must be, right.
The live melatonin. Supplements, and here's where we make the mistake. Supplements bought over the counter are ineffective.
Yes. Yes.
Supplements bought over the counter are ineffective because, as Gardner explains, their inherent secretions are obtained from the desiccated glands of dead animals.
Wow. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And they lack the truly important elements which only exist in live human glandular manufacture.
Mm-hmm.
You got it inside you. You don't have to look outside for any of this. It can't be any simpler. It can't be any simpler. Getting back to Vulcan as we begin to close. Now, see, I'm aware that you want to bring a portion too. All right.
No, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. We'll leave it open for further comment, questions, answers, and stuff like that, because we've covered a lot. Going back to this Vulcan or Balkan or Balkan or Belkan was the head and chief of the Cyclops. It can't get more connected. The Cyclops had the what? Eye in the middle of his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
He had an activated pineal gland. The Cyclops are referred to as the kings of the flame, or the fire clan, or the fiery serpents, or the seraphim, or the Naga, or the snake people, or the dragons. Are y'all with me?
Okay.
Absolutely, Moray.
Nimrod or Nimrud as universal king was Cont'd, king of the world, king of it all. We say Chol in Hebrew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Kol means everything, right? All.
Mm-hmm.
The king of all. Such the emblem of his power was the bull's horn. Hence the origin of the cuckold's horns. The cuckold's horn. You know, like we take a picture, family, and we joking around and we put the two fingers in back of people's head.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Kane.
Right. Right.
That's called
Mm-hmm.
giving them the cuckold's horns. Kuklops, meaning kuk, meaning clean, king, kuk, meaning king, Kuklops, king, and Lob, meaning flame, the king of the flame. The image of the great god was represented with 3 eyes, one in the forehead, the third eye pineal. Hence the
Mm-hmm.
story of the Cyclops with the one eye in the forehead. Cuckold,
Eitai,
yes,
let me connect everybody on this call to the cosmos. You just read the image of the great God was represented with 3 eyes.
that's correct.
We have 3 eyes,
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
which is aligned with Orion's belt.
Yes, sir.
That's what the pyramids represent.
That's right.
The pyramids represent knowledge, the kings. We all are connected to that. We all are connected. Our 3 eyes represents Orion's belt,
That's correct, brother.
which is connected to the ancients. That's why they built the pyramids, to align, to show us that our knowledge, and the knowledge that we're getting from you and others, Nasik and others, is everlasting.
Yes, it
It
is.
stands forever.
It's eternal.
It's eternal.
This is what our ancestors
So,
left us, brother.
absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Now, very quick,
Excellent.
oh, yeah, were you done, Malky? I'm sorry.
Yes, I was done. Sure.
Now, we're going to bring this again. We're going to move this through to contemporary times and connect it to us. A cuckold, remember that means the king of the flame, sometimes shortened to cuck, is the husband of an adulterous wife. Now remember,
Wow.
listen
Okay.
now, remember, we did this before, where we talked about how with the image family of the panther, right?
Mm-hmm.
The image of the panther, which we connected to what? Yeshua ben Pandera, right?
Yeah.
It's connected to the word ku, right? It's connected to the, see, etymologically it all fits together. Is the ancient word for what? Illumination, intelligence, and wisdom.
Yes.
Connected to what? The serpent. The intelligent aspect of the spirit. The ancestral spirits thus were called Aku, or intelligent, or shining, illuminated ones. The bird that represents divine wisdom and is a determinative for Ku, intelligent, is a bird connected with the god of wisdom, Tahuti, or Kura. Kura. All these words are intelligent. The wisdom of Ra.
Mm-hmm.
And it's connected to the book Quran, the book of wisdom. And it's also connected to this woman of the adulterous wife, or Mary. Family, Mary in her cosmic aspect is the nurturing mother. Listen, Mary in her solar aspect is the whore Mary Magdalene.
Yeah, right, right,
The adulterous wife.
right.
That had what? The bastard or illegitimate child.
Yeah.
Let's go back. This is all connected. The cuckold, sometimes shortened to cuck, is the husband of the adulterous wife. See Shakespeare's Othello. See O.J. Simpson. Orenthal. James. Simpson. What is a simp? Brothers, what is a simp? Come on now. What is a simp?
Is it like a simple person?
If a guy, we used to call simps a guy that he done fell in love with a woman that's everybody's woman.
Wow.
That dude is a simp. He ain't no play. He's a simp. In evolutionary, look, as above, so below. These things are playing out, family, in real time. In evolutionary biology, the term is also applied to males who are unwittingly investing parental effort in offspring that are not genetically their own. They call them a cuck or a cuckoo.
Or Caucasian.
There you go. In Western traditions, cuckolds have sometimes been described as wearing the horns of a cuckold. Now, it's being redefined in the West, or wearing the horns. They'll put two fingers in back of your head. This is an allusion to the mating habits of stags or bucks. What did they used to call us? They called us bucks.
Right.
Who forfeit their mates. Isn't this what happened?
Yes.
In the captivity. We forfeited our mates when we were defeated by another male. Many of who hold occult and esoteric knowledge believe that the first two races of men were ethereal and phantom-like. I'm carrying you back to our ancestors now. That they were ethereal or phantom-like in their constitution and shape. Family, when we talk about the blue Kachina, when we talk about the return of the star people, they are not Nasi going to be human like that in their solar aspect. They are going to be enlightened or illuminated with what? This cosmic energy.
Yes.
This high frequency cosmic energy that is going to embody everyone on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And the physical features that we know today will not be as we think they will be.
We shall not all die, but we shall all be changed
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in the twinkling of an eye.
Yes.
This mortal will put on what? Immortality.
Mm-hmm.
Corruptible, put on incorruptibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
But some people are going to be burnt up in the process
Yes.
because they have not made the adjustment. We must become more ethereal and phantom-like in constitution and state and shape. It is said that the first Atlanteans were like this also. These are our ancestors. The first Atlanteans, neither male nor female. In other words, they were balanced, the male and female energies, the right and
Mm-hmm.
left brain activity. Family,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
interdimensional beings. And the more time they spent on earth, the more dense and physical their bodies became, requiring food eventually.
Mm.
They became a physical form. In Mythical Monsters by C.H. Gould, a scientific volume, a few passages are quoted further on. See in Mr. Sinnett's Occult World the description of a cavern in the Himalayas filled with the relics of human and animal giant bones, a reference to the Titans or the Teton. Occult writings state that the Cyclops or Cyclopes was a race of giants before the final adjustment of the human organism, which became perfect and symmetrical only in the fifth race. We are moving toward that. The early fourth race may have been three-eyed without having necessarily a third eye in the middle of the brow, like the legendary Cyclops. Listen, they were four-armed human creatures in those early days with of the male females or hermaphrodites with one head yet three eyes. They could see before and behind them. A kalpa later, fifth dimension, after the separation of the sexes, dualism, men having fallen into matter, their spiritual vision became dim, and the third eye commenced to lose its power. When the fourth race arrived at its middle age, the inner vision had to be awakened and acquired by artificial stimulation. This is what Nasik was referring to. Meditation, the taking of substances that we classify as drugs, or eating certain foods, the process of which is known to the old sages. The third eye likewise getting gradually petrified and soon disappeared. The double-faced became the one face, and the eye was drawn deep into the head and is now buried under the hair. During the activity of the inner man, during trances and spiritual vision, the eye swells and expands. Arhat sees and feels, and it regulates his action accordingly. So, we're going to stop right there. And we're going to continue on tomorrow with the Hopi prophecy. But we wanted to get a perfect and clear understanding of how exactly this is going to occur. If you have information that contradicts this, bring it forward, present it. But family, I'm telling you that this is thorough, that this is accurate, that this is trustworthy.
Okay.
It all fits together scientifically, etymologically, historically. It can't be denied. Scripturally, can be denied. Can be denied. We are the star people. We are in possession of the star knowledge, and we are ready to transform into the Fire Clan and bring this madness to a close. With that, I'm going to end and open it up for questions and comments.